ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's time again for another live chat. How's everyone doing today? What is going on, Tyler? Good to see you. Hope your week's going well. Just a few more days until good old UFC 321. I'm coming around on this card. I'm coming around. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty decent card. 320 was a great card. Was it 320 or it was Olberg and Reyes? It was a great card. And it's been a while since I've seen a card like that where I was like entertained all the way through, didn't have a lot of complaints. So I'm hoping we get another one like that on Saturday night, you know? But that's not all we're going to be covering. And we're going to take a look at all the other things we'll be covering on the channel. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to all of our channel members. You guys are awesome. Every stream, I'm going to shout you guys out. So I want to give a shout out to Aaron Garcia, Matua, Darius, A, Andrew Fernandez, C, KS Blast, E, James, Matt Davis, Andy Lawrence, Plant Base, Giuliano Argenti, Alina Hart, Kobe, Leandro, Dylan Chaikin, Big Red, Kiwi, Alex, Benjamin Maker, Zay Returns, Degenerate Dane, Mr. Grant Gregory, Half Dead Frank, Ant, Euphoric Notes, and Dr. Pinar. You guys are great. Good to see Sean Moody. How you doing? It's me, the Kevin Holland fanboy. A lot of people are fans of Kevin Holland. I don't quite understand it, but that's why, you know, that's life. You have choices. You don't have to agree with everybody. Can't wait for Jandaroba versus Dern because I'm a real hardcore. There you go. The fight's going to be fine. I don't really have any complaints. It's just weird that Mackenzie Dern and Verna Jandaroba are in a title fight. To me, it's just strange. It doesn't feel right. Women's strawweight has really fallen off. Women's flyweight is the marquee division in the sport, if you ask me. Fight of the night, Dern versus Jandaroba. What's up, Matua? Also, shout out Tyler as an honorable mention. We're getting there. Holland has all the tools to be great. I just don't think he cares that much. I mean, he had a great run. And what was it, 2020? Great run. 5 fights. Remember he knocked out Buckley right after that sick knockout that he hit. If Dern is in top in full guard with a good camera angle, I won't be complaining. You're a hater. Why am I a hater, Matua? Because I think 125 is the superior women's division. Yeah, and he knocked out Jacare. That was a sick knockout. Such a dope knockout. He's standing over. We hit him with a hammer fist from bottom, which hurt him. And then it was so menacing to watch him like standing over him, landing shots. That was a great knockout. I liked Kevin Holland a lot. But then I just realized he just got to this point in his career where he just doesn't really give a shit. What kind of made me stop liking Kevin Holland as a fighter and person in general. Well, as a fighter is that fight with Wonder Boy, man. He had a clear path to victory against Wonder Boy, right? Take him down. Nope. He decided to have a kickboxing match with Wonder Boy. And I was like, man, this guy's fight IQ is non-existent. He just doesn't care. What is up, Mr. C? Good to see you. Mine's the wallet that says bad motherfucker. But yeah, I was like, dude, like you had a clear path to victory and you just squandered it. Anyway, ever since then, I was like, Kevin Holland, he just doesn't take his career serious. So if you don't take your career seriously, why should the fans? right? That's kind of where I'm at with old Kevin Holland. So anyway, Dan Miragliotta is the greatest referee in UFC history of Mazzagatti. Dan Miragliotta's been fucking up big time lately. All right, but let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show. And we'll get a healthy serving of what we're going to cover this weekend. Guys, as I tell you all the time, if there's an event that you really want me to cover this weekend, please let me know so we can try to fit it into the schedule, okay? I do this to watch fights, talk about fights, but I do this because I want to give you guys a space to talk about what you guys want to talk about. So if there's some event that you guys want to watch, again, please let me know and we'll try to fit it into the schedule. I do know there's a Crush kickboxing event this weekend. I'm probably most pumped for that. But anyway, let's go on down the line, shall we? There was UAE Warriors today. I totally would have covered it, but I just forgot that it was even happening this morning. By the way, there was a fight. Oh, yes, Demarte Pena. The guy left. He just walked up and got out of the cage. I think he was getting out grappled for like 2 rounds, so he just said, fuck this, I'm out. So, anyway, tomorrow, let's see. There's an ACA card. I don't watch ACA. For a lot of reasons. We can get into it if anyone has a question on why. I think a lot of you probably know why. But I just refuse to watch ACA. Ooh, there's a Quintet. Ooh, Quintet is dope. Now, Quintet is one of the cooler grappling things that's out there. So basically, it's a team of 5, and then like one guy goes against one guy, and then once one team loses a guy, they send another guy out. So Quintet's actually pretty cool. If you guys want to cover it, we can, but it's not something that interests me that much. But yes, Quintet is probably one of the best BJJ shows you can watch. So yeah. Wonder Boy didn't take his career seriously, so why should I take my career seriously? Okay. Why not? Oh, with the ACA thing? So ACA is called Akhmat Championship, or it's called like something Akhmat. So Akhmat is the name of Ramzan Kadyrov's dad, who was the leader of Chechnya. Basically, there was 2 Chechen civil wars, or there was 2 Chechen wars against Russia, and I don't know how political we want to get here. Long story short, Ramzan Kadyrov became the leader of Chechnya after his dad got assassinated. While he was initially on the side of the Chechen rebellion, right, against the Russians, once his father died and he assumed power, he had switched to like supporting the Russians, right? So there's they get money from the Russian government, that Chechnya does. Ramzan Kadyrov does. And what he does is he funds this fight promotion with the ACA. And so what happens is he also has a gym. It's called Fight Club Akhmat. And all of his fighters from Fight Club Akhmat start out in ACA. And basically what happens is if you don't get good at MMA, you go straight to the military. And a lot of the Chechens are over actually fighting right now for the Russian army in Ukraine. So that's one reason why it's bad. So yeah, it's basically funneling money into a MMA organization that's basically just an army training camp. Okay. So yeah, this is why I'm not a fan of ACA. I'll never support that league, and I'll never watch ACA. Do you also not like Khamzat for this reason? No. A lot of people give Khamzat shit for being tied to Ramzan Kadyrov. To me, I don't. I never would blame somebody from that region for buddying up with Ramzan Kadyrov, because at the end of the day, Hamzat has family in Chechnya, and people go missing constantly in Chechnya for being dissidents against the government, speaking out against the government, doing things that the government doesn't find favorable. Like, people disappear constantly. So if I was Hamzat, I would do the same exact thing, and I would buddy up to him as well. Because if you don't know what's going to happen to your family. Not all of his family is able to escape Chechnya. So that's something I've always not been a fan of. People criticizing Hamzat for buddying up to Ramzan Kadyrov. Now, I would say Dana White has the ability to not buddy up to this person. Henry Cejudo, Kamaru Usman, and Justin Gaethje took money from Ramzan Kadyrov to go hang out with him over there as a propaganda stint. A lot of other fighters have hung out with Ramzan Kadyrov, Badr Hari, Mike Tyson. You know, and it's like, hey, those guys have a choice, but like Hamzat Chimaev, in my opinion, is somebody who doesn't necessarily have a choice, right? Like, he has to buddy up to this guy or risk some of his family going away. So now, could he be less buddy with him? Sure, but I also think that what he's doing is I think is in, you know, it's probably for the best. So anyway, yeah, Quintet is going down tomorrow. Let me see. Is that tomorrow? Yes, after ACA. Quintet in Abu Dhabi. There's a boxing event on DAZN tomorrow from Puerto Rico. Might be interesting. We could put it on the schedule as a question mark. Yeah, we can do that. DAZN. Let's see. Thursday. DAZN boxing. We could cover it if you guys want. Do that. Okay, and then Friday morning. What is this? WLF. Is this Wulin Fang? This might be Wulin Fang. So Wulin Fang does do MMA. I don't think I'm going to cover it. But yeah, we'll be watching one in the morning, of course. One Friday, one championship. Let's see, one. Let's see. Is anybody interesting on this card? Soner Sen, I've heard of. Song Chai Noi. But doesn't matter. You know, it's going to be a sick card. Oh, there's that guy T.I. and Singdam. Yeah, you know it's going to be a great card. Let's see. We have just one MMA fight, I think. So there you go. They're doing a power slap event over in Dubai. Interesting. Dynamite Fight Show. Ooh. I've been wanting to watch Dynamite Fight Show. It is a kickboxing show. I'm gonna put it on there. I've seen highlights for it, but I think it is a pay-per-view. I'll check into it. I'll put it on there as a question mark. Yeah, but I've been wanting to watch Dynamite Fight Show. It's where are they from? They're from Romania. They got crazy ass named people on the card. All right, let's see. What the fuck is this poster? A guy in a shirt versus a guy not in a shirt for a belt. Unfinished business from Wolverhampton. Wow. Okay, Shudo Brazil. It's on Fight Pass. We could probably do that. Shuto Brazil. NFC Victory Fight League. All right. Let's see. Saturday. Oh wow, Casemiro. is gonna box a guy. Where at? On Abima in Kyrgyzstan? Wow. Okay. Casemiro is a guy I haven't heard of in a while. Interesting. At 1 a.m., huh? Interesting. Okay, we can put that on there. Saturday. Abima boxing. Okay, let's see. Let's keep going. What time is the UFC? Oh wait, hold on. There's this card free on YouTube. It's from the Philippines. Interesting. PCC. Okay, then Crush. So Crush is going to be on at 1:30. We might as well cover that boxing event and Crush at the same time if we can. Might be kind of difficult. But we'll definitely be watching Crush. It's time for Tom Aspinall. Wow, you picking Cyril Gahn? Okay, let's see. Then there's gonna be a JCK on probably right after Crush. Let's see, JCK. And then what time is the UFC? Oh, wait a second. Oh, okay. I thought this was Top Dog. I want to cover a Top Dog event. Okay, and then holy shit. No way. 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern is what time UFC is going down. Holy shit. 7 a.m. 10 a.m. Wow. Okay, well that would be rough. Tom gonna beat the shit out of Gahn. Oh no, I'm not picking breakfast cereal. Good to see Legendary and Hippo in there. Tom's first title defense will end in a boring ass dog shit draw. A draw, huh? Huh. That'd be insane. Man, I can't believe how early the card is, dude. Oh man, we're not getting any sleep Saturday. That's all right. We're gonna watch Crush, possibly a boxing event with Casemiro, and then right into the UFC. So I might as well just fucking stay up all night and then watch the UFC. Might as well. Let's see. What time is the main card for the UFC? Let's see. 2 Eastern. So UFC will end at like 3-4 for me. Oh shit, Joseph Parker and Wardley. We'll definitely have to cover this. We'll definitely cover this. Parker Wardley. And we'll probably do a dual stream for him, so you guys won't miss any coverage. And then there's a fucking bare knuckle event in Rome. God damn it. Why are they doing this to me? Well, we'll definitely. Maybe I should. God damn it. Maybe I should just cover Crush, try to get some sleep, and then do a marathon for the UFC, Parker Wardley, and then BKFC Rome. That probably would be better. Let's see what else they got going on. It's a lot of random. God, there's so many fights on every weekend, man. All right, well, I think that'll probably be it for me. Ooh, there's gonna be a jungle fight, which was on YouTube last time, but this one's saying it's on Kombache. The pacing's so bad for that. There's gonna be an LFA that night, so we'll pop that on the schedule. And I might cover it depending depending on what our friend Isha decides to cover. There's also Tough Enough. I'll pop that on there. Tough Enough. Tough Enough. Let's see what they got Sunday. What the fuck is this? Shuto. Some IBF boxing match. Interesting. Wait a second. This is on a beam. So this event's going on for 2 nights. Luis Neri is boxing in Kazakhstan. What is up with this? Oh, it's in Kyrgyzstan, in Bishkek. What the fuck? Luis Neri is boxing in Kyrgyzstan and Casimiro's boxing in Kazakhstan? Wait a second. Let me see. Or did I fuck that up? What the fuck? What is going on? Nope, they're both boxing in Kyrgyzstan 2 nights in a row. Weird. Why don't they just fight each other? It'd be a way bigger fight. Super, super strange. Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe we could cover this with Luis Neri. I don't know if he's a big enough name. He's boxing some fucking Thai guy in fucking Kyrgyzstan. Fuck. All right, let's see. What else we got going on? Clan Wars. Unity. From England. Interesting. Fury Amateur Series. It's gonna be a while before I cover Fury again. I'm not gonna lie. Some jiu-jitsu shit, and then that's it. So it's pretty busy. Everything's pretty crammed into like Friday, Saturday. So let's see. Let's do this. I like the early cards. I'm back. Cool. Good to have you back. So Thursday there's a DAZN boxing card. Tomorrow we could probably cover that if you guys want. One championship on Friday, Dynamite Fight show right after, and then there's a Shooto Brazil card later Friday. We might do all 3 of those. But then Saturday morning, there's an Abima boxing event with Casimiro. We'll definitely be covering Crush. There's JCK right after. That'll probably end as the UFC starts. So something to keep in mind. The UFC, Parker versus Wardley, and BKFC Rome will all be happening at one time at some point on Saturday morning. Fuck. And then later on that night, there's LFA and Tough Enough. So I'll post this in the schedule portion of the Discord. You guys tell me if there's something on there. I have question marks next to the ones I'm not sure I'm going to cover. If there's something you guys want me to cover on there, just let me know. We can, or if there's something I missed, let me know. Anyway, yeah, we'll get that done. Dern is gonna get fucked up unless they are paying Jandiroba to take the fall. It is Abu Dhabi after all. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a close fight. I don't know. It's gonna go to decision, I think. I could totally see Dern just getting a quick sub. Like seriously, I could. Was Fury that card like 4 WMMA fights in a row? Yeah. Yeah, so they have a challenger series, which is like amateurs, and I think it's on YouTube for free. UFC is giving Tom his first title defense to their Abu Dhabi instead of in London. Well, even if they did it in London, it would be on a shitty ass time. Everyone would complain about it. All right, well, let's answer. We got a few questions in the community posts. We can answer those. Thanks everyone for asking questions in the community post. They only got 2. So Tyler asks, what MVP outstrike Izzy? Interesting question. Outstrike him. Like like volume wise? Maybe. I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, if they had a kickboxing match, like would MVP beat Izzy in a kickboxing match? I think it'd be close. I'd probably fuck. I don't know, dude. That's actually now you got me interested in seeing that fight. Honestly, I think that it's definitely tough because you have more of a just traditional kickboxing style versus like a straight up karate style. There's a really good Kyokushin karate match that took place between Raymond Daniels and MVP. It's fucking insane. They do some crazy ass shit in that one. I'd probably pick Izzy to beat MVP in an MMA match, but man, I don't know. That'd be close, man. Yeah, but at least Tom is a British champ. Yeah, sure. They would do it at. They screw over the British fans so much. And then our last question is: if Gone versus Aspinall by Mr. C is fight of the year, will we be able to enjoy it, or will John Jones's shadow loom like nuclear fallout post-apocalyptic MMA world? No, no, no. I don't think. I mean, seriously, like I don't think anybody who really knows what's going on inside of the organization that is called the UFC really gives a fuck about John Jones. Like a lot of casual fans, like so in the eyes of like casual fans that are probably loom over them, but I think most hardcore fans are pretty much over John Jones. So they could have put Ankalaev versus Pereira 2 on this card in Abu Dhabi, and that would have made more sense because Ank's support is there. I think that I mean you see how many heavyweight fights are on this card. I think that the Emiratis, I think that they would rather like the big boys, like the heavyweights fight. So I think they would rather have a heavyweight title match than anything else personally. So I think that kind of plays into why. But yeah, I wouldn't have minded this taking place. But again, the UFC, the way that they see it is like as many events as they can, they want to be headlined by a title match. Was that UFC 320? I'm like, I don't even remember where we're at. Yeah. They want every pay per view to be headlined by a title fight, so that's why they decided to probably split them up. If Tom doesn't finish Ghanem, then like 90% of the fans are going to say John Jones is so much better because he made Cyril look like he was a toddler fighting an adult. Yeah, and I think that there's a lot of big implications like for this match. Like, imagine if Cyril wins. If Cyril wins, man, you know John Jones is going to want to come back because he's an easy path to the title. He already cleaned up Cyril once. This card is built to build up Aspinall's next fight, which will probably be in London. And since most fans are watching this card, the Volkov Almeida fight will be seen by many to impress. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. I don't have high hopes for either of those guys. I mean, UFC heavyweight division's like absolutely fucked. I think Gable Stevenson could bring some interest. Buchecha was supposed to bring interest, man. Buchecha was fuck. And then Martin Buday fucking beat him. Fucking shit. God damn it. Anyway, yeah, so I think I kind of fucked up my algorithm a little bit by not doing who's up next and then the UFC pick show Monday. So I think my streams for the week are going to be pretty bad. But hopefully this weekend it'll pick up. But I do appreciate all you guys for hopping in the live chat. I want to give a space for people to talk about whatever they want, not just, MMA and stuff. But yeah, that's all good. Robelis to Spain was interesting until we found out he was one of the worst grapplers to ever be in the UFC. Hey, you know what? I'm happy for Robelis. Doing well in Karate Combat. People think Gone sucks just because of what John Jones did to him, but John is just that good. Whether people like it or not, his IQ is in the octagon is unreal. Sure. I just think that Cyril Gone clearly has a disadvantage on the ground, and Tom Aspinall has a huge advantage over him on the ground. I think that Tom is a little quicker than him. Cyril Gane's movement at range is obviously far superior, but I just don't see Cyril lasting with somebody like Tom Aspinall. The problem is like we got to see what happens in the second, the third, right? Because we haven't seen Tom go past even the first round yet. Hey, what is up going? What is up, Mermaid? Good to see you. I'm probably gonna end the stream pretty soon. Yeah, but his IQ kind of goes out the window in high level fights, just like how he threw away the win against Ngannou. I think he's talking about John Jones's IQ being very high. That's the fight I want to see, though. John Jones versus Ngannou. I don't even give a fuck about Tom Aspinall. Tell you the truth, I want to see John fight Ngannou. That's a fight to make in MMA, right? You have two different title lineages on the line at that point, you know. Which I don't really respect John's lineage personally. Tom Aspinall did all the work. He beat all the contenders in the heavyweight division. So I respect his lineage over John's, even though he did beat Stipe. Still, he's a washed up Stipe, you know. Why? Why do you want Jones versus Aspinall? Just because the UFC told you that that's the fight that needs to be made? Francis versus John Jones is a way more interesting fight. Way more interesting. You don't think you'd get that in a Francis Ngannou fight, though? Also, imagine if John beat Francis and then he went to go fight Tom. Like, that's, to me, that's way more interesting. So you're telling me you don't want to see the fight, Hippo? It's not an interesting fight to you? Dude, listen, whether you like it or not, Francis Ngannou is the lineal champion. He is the lineal UFC heavyweight champion. We got to see him do it. He's the lineal champion. He holds the lineal UFC title that started from Mark Coleman when he won the UFC Super Fight belt. That's the title that Ngannou has. John Jones and Tom don't have the lineage. So to me, like, somebody's got to beat Francis so we can bring the lineage, so the lineage can be unified. I don't understand why that's not important to people. He just got knocked the fuck out by boxing gloves. Okay, what does that have to do with MMA? You think Ngannou would beat Tom? I don't know. I think he has a chance. He has a chance. I would give Francis more of a chance to fight to beat Tom than Cyril, for sure. I'd rather see John fight Tom. Why? No, somebody needs to fight the lineal champion. Why are we going to keep dragging this out? If you had the option and you could make one of those three fights between John, Tom, and Francis, you're telling me you're going to go with John versus Tom? Why? Tom is more well-rounded than Ngannou. So, he's the lineal champion. He is the lineal title holder of MMA, of all of MMA. Ngannou isn't relevant now. He's a boxer. You guys are retarded, dude. He's literally the lineal champion. How does this not hold weight or significance to you guys? It's the title that fucking Fedor held. Big Nog. Verdum. Like, that's the title that Ngannou holds currently. There's a rich history there that you guys are just ignoring completely. Ngannou is just going to get out wrestled the whole time. Do you actually realize how good John's wrestling is? Oh, it's great, man. I want the lineage. I want the title to be unified. You got to beat the man who beat the man. That's all I give a fuck about. I don't even give a fuck about Tom, John. I don't give a fuck about a UFC heavyweight title fight if Francis Ngannou is not involved because he holds the lineal title. How does that not mean anything? All right, maybe I'm just yelling at a wall. But to me, that holds a lot of significance. You could argue that if Tom beats Gane, the lineage is restored because Gane arguably got robbed against Ngannou. No, you couldn't. No, it's because Ngannou beat Gane. That's the lineage, dude. He doesn't hold anything. He holds the lineal title. No one ever took the title off of him in MMA. What are you talking about? He holds the lineal title. Of course he does. He's 0-2 since he left the UFC. Not in MMA, in boxing. That has nothing to do with MMA. Good to see you, Kiwi. How you doing, my friend? Has nothing to do with MMA. Those were boxing matches. Like, what are you even talking about? How does that mean anything at all? And not only that, you're actually wrong. He actually has a win in the PFL over God, I forgot that guy's name already. Renan Ferreira. He's got a win. You do count the PFL. He's defending the lineal title, dude. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. I don't know, man. I don't even understand this, dude. To me, it's very important. The history of the sport comes into consideration when talking about if you had the magic pen and you were going to sign the next heavyweight title fight. Like, without having Francis in there, it's irrelevant because the lineal championship is not on the line. That's the most important thing to me. So, yeah, absolutely count the PFL win. Because that was the only MMA fight he's had since he left the UFC, right? I don't know, man. Also, like, I think it was very impressive how Ngannou beat Ferrero, right? Took him down immediately and just landed vicious ground and pound and got him out of there. Added a new wrinkle to his game. I thought it was rather impressive, honestly. All right, cool. Well, thanks guys for joining the live stream. Yeah, we'll do them every Wednesday. I'll try to put up a community post. You guys can ask questions. But yeah, I think I might have fucked my algorithm up by not streaming every day this week. Got to stay consistent. I did so many streams on Saturday into Sunday morning that I just got tired. Okay, if Usyk left the main boxing, beat a B leaguer, and then lost 2 kickboxing fights, won by brutal KO, would he be relevant to you? 100%. He's Alexander Usyk. John is a way more technical striker and way better wrestler. That's great. I don't even disagree with you. I think he is probably the better fighter overall. But you're still ignoring the fact that Francis holds the lineal championship. That's all I'm telling you. But see, also, like, Tyler, what you're ignoring is that there's 4 different belts, and he also holds the lineal championship by beating Tyson Fury, right? So he would still hold. How does he hold it? Because he beat Stipe Miocic, who was the lineal. Do you not understand what the lineal title is, Dirty Hippo? I don't. I seriously, man. I thought you were a little more educated of a fan than this. He holds the lineal championship. So let me. Okay, so here, you know what? We actually did a. There's a lot of great videos about this. Let me see. I don't think you understand what the lineal title actually means. Let's see. We went through this the other day. Because it goes it goes to Randy. And then when Randy left the UFC, he lost to Enson Inoue, who then lost to, was it Kaz? Anyway, the belt goes to Pride for a while. And then Fedor gets the belt. Fedor loses to Verdum. Verdum comes to the UFC, and then Stipe becomes the lineal title holder. Francis beat Stipe, so he has the lineal title. Francis can't just leave the UFC and then claim he's the champ forever because he didn't get as much as he wanted. No, I'm not even saying that, dude. But like, this has happened before. This is why I don't think you're like putting into context. Randy Couture left the UFC, lost to Enson Inoue immediately, so Enson became the lineal title holder. He lost to some guys. The belt goes to Pride, and it doesn't come back until Verdum comes to the UFC after Strikeforce. You are saying that. No, I'm not saying that at all. It needs to play out for a while. Back in the day, the first time there was ever like a lineage break in a combat sport, Jim Jeffries. So it goes John O'Sullivan. He was the first lineal champion of boxing. He loses to gentleman Jim Corbett. Corbett loses to Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons loses to Jeffries. Jeffries retired with the belt. There was a title fight between Tommy Burns and Marvin Hart. Burns wins. He decides to give Jack Johnson the chance at the title. He crosses the color line, gives Jack Johnson the chance. Jack Johnson beats Tommy Burns. That causes Jim Jeffries to come out of retirement in 1910 after Jack Johnson had already won the title in 1908. He comes back in 1910 to fight Jack Johnson, beats Jim Jeffries, becomes the lineal champion, right? You're by that logic, if Ngannou ever comes back to the UFC, nobody can ever get that title back. No. I'm not even. No, what it is that if he comes back, he'll be in a title fight with the undisputed champion. People only care about one word. It's not lineal. It's undisputed. How is he the undisputed champion if he doesn't have the lineage, dude? That's the whole point, right? You can't. How is he the undisputed champion? Also, think about this too. He never actually beat the undisputed champion, who was John Jones. So you have 3 different lineages going on. I want them unified. Again, that's what I care about, right? I'm not saying that like John versus Tom isn't a good fight. I'm not going to disagree with you there. I want Francis to come back to unify the lineage. By that logic, Nate Diaz was the lineal featherweight champ. No, that's not true. I believe that Nate's fight with Conor was at a catchweight. So, and then Conor never fought at featherweight again, right? So that's why a new lineage had to be established. And it takes time for the lineage to be established. A lineage can become credible after a certain amount of time. I agree Tom isn't the real champ, but until he wins a real title fight, most people just care about the undisputed. See, but what holds weight to me over the undisputed title is the lineal title. Like that's what I'm saying. That's why I want Francis to fight John or Tom. I don't care as much about John and Tom fighting each other as I care about Francis fighting one or the other, personally. The lineage always can come back. It's not like once somebody leaves and retires, then like nobody's champ ever again. That's not how it works. But as long as like somebody's still active, Francis still possibly being active. We don't know if he's going to fight in MMA again or come back to the UFC. I think that's on the table. Until that's completely off the table, I think we still have to respect him as the lineal champion. So that's all I'm saying. And honestly, I can't believe this is even a thing where like I have to explain this to people because it's like it's very obvious. Again, Fedor Emelianenko at one point was the lineal champion, right? Just because he was fighting in Pride doesn't mean he wasn't the lineal champion. And then again, it comes back after Stipe beats Verdum because he came to the UFC after the Strikeforce heavyweight Grand Prix or whatever it was. But I don't know. This is insane. The people don't understand this is fucking crazy to me. Let's see if I can find this. I'm actually going to be making a video about the lineal kickboxing title as well. That's one that's hard to trace. I'd be surprised if Ngannou even fights in MMA again. Again, it's still on the table. I mean, but again, we have to give him that respect of like, well, he hasn't. He might, bro. Got this bag from the PFL and gone. Maybe. I mean, he also got a lot of money from boxing as well. I don't know, man. To just completely discredit the man like that is ridiculous to me. Then you would have to discredit like the entire lineage of Stipe Miocic. Let's see if we can find one. We just did this last week. Here, let's see if I can find the picture. Does Barboza beat Jalen Turner? No. Wow. Barboza's fighting Jalen Turner, huh? Yuri's breakfast? No. Yo, Matua, can you send me that picture we made of the lineal MMA heavyweight title? I'm looking for it, but so I can school these fuckers. Bust out the visuals. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. Good to see you, Frank. I'm like, how do I have to explain this to people? How do people not know about this yet? I don't know, man. It cracks me up. It's important. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just crashing out. I don't know, man. Barboza's washed. Jalen Turner's coming off of retirement. That's a tough one. I would still pick Jalen Turner in that one, personally. Here, I'm looking for the picture. I'll just scroll up. Oh, no, that's the kickboxing one. Sent. Yeah, I don't even see it. Who are you calling fuckers? Bucko? Ooh, Bucko. Nice. Oh, shit. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Beautiful. Thank you, sir. Okay, so Mark Coleman is the very first lineal champion. Maurice Smith beat him. Randy Couture beat him. Randy Couture leaves the UFC. He fights Instant Inoue, who was beaten by Kazuyuki Fujita, who was beaten by Mark Coleman. Or sorry, Mark Kerr. Coleman beat Kerr. Rodrigo Nogueira. Fedor holds the belt for a long time until he loses to Verdum, who then goes back to the UFC, loses to Stipe, Daniel Cormier, Stipe, Ngannou. And so Ngannou is the rightful lineal champion. You skipped who's up next for Vancouver. Yes, I did, Mystic. I'm sorry about that. I streamed for 30 hours this weekend or last weekend. I streamed for like a combined 30 hours. So I just didn't have the energy. I even got my picks show out late on a Tuesday. So I think I actually fucked up my whole like little algorithm a little bit. So yeah, I do apologize, but we'll definitely be doing one after this card. It'll be very important to do it. So you bet your ass we'll be doing one this Sunday. So my apologies, Mystic. Imagine if Cyril does Tom like Alex just did Ank. Oh, that'd be hilarious. On lentils? What are lentils? No worries. I'm not criticizing. I don't know how you do 30 hours. That's crazy. I don't know how I did it either. Yeah, it was a lot. So yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate you for hopping in the chat, but don't worry because who's up next will be very important to do after this card. So I guarantee you'll get one on Sunday. I was just exhausted, dude. I was burnt. Oh, lineals. How do you not know what a lineal champion is, Sturdy Hippo? Yeah, how long have you been watching the sport for? You don't know about the lineal title? Lentils is a vegetable, kind of like a beaner. Don't kick me out of the Discord. That was a joke. I mean, but for real, it's like, how do people not know about this? Oh well, not everybody's a nerd of combat sports like me, so it's all good. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna end it there. Yeah. So one more time, we'll go over the schedule. So Thursday there is DAZN boxing. If you guys want me to cover that, we can. Friday for sure, I'll be covering one championship. After that, there's a kickboxing event. It's called Dynamite Fight Show. I might cover that. Shootout Brazil will be on later that night. Not sure if we can find a broadcast, but sure Frank will figure that out for us. if you guys want me to cover that, I will. There's an Abima boxing card on Saturday morning with Casemiro. We'll definitely be covering Crush. JCK is on right after that, and that'll lead right into the UFC. So I'm not sure if I'll cover JCK. I might try to sleep a little bit before that. But anyway, UFC Saturday is huge. There's UFC. Parker Wardley is going to start at the same time as the main card for the UFC. And then there's a BKFC Rome event. So like we might cover all three of those in one stream. Do you know your schedule yet for this weekend? Hopefully a bit lighter for you. Yeah. For your sanity. Yes. So I just let it out. I'll try to get those streams up tonight so you guys know exactly what I'm going to be covering. That's probably more than 30 hours. I don't know. It depends on what I cover. But yeah, and then there's going to be LFA later that night and Tough Enough. So don't worry, though, because we'll definitely do Who's Up Next on Sunday. So anyway, I'll try to post the schedule. So just come back to the channel. I can make a little community post right after this if you guys want. But yeah, come back to the channel here in or maybe tomorrow. Just check, and you can see all the streams I'll be doing this weekend. All right, cool. Well, hopefully someday you guys will catch on to the community post and we can come up with questions. But if not, no worries. Every Wednesday we'll do a live chat. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you all for joining. And we'll see you this weekend for UFC 321. Peace.
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that up, B.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Man, you want some too?